Welcome to my weekly video blog for this week, and it's going to be a short one, and that's not because there's not a lot to say, but it's because I have quite a lot to do. Do you know we are now about a year from the end of the 5-year plan, and we still have quite a lot to do, in fact. The 5-year plan was designed to tackle a number of issues that would get me from where I was to where I wanted to be within 5 years. That was the idea, and you know, I have done a lot, but we've now got to the stage where major changes, major lifestyle changes need to take place, and those are not easy for me to do at all. One of them obviously is tackling my weight, and we've done this at various times over the last, 15 odd years, and we've had more success with some ways of dieting than others. And I just need to get on the ball with researching which ways worked best for me, and then implementing a long-term strategy. And that's helped. It's helped that certain circumstances in my daily routine have changed, probably to benefit me. But that's happened through no fault of my own. I haven't initiated that. And really, I feel like as things are changing anyway, to make it easier, now is the right time to sort that out. The other thing that I'm still trying to do is sort out the money surrounding the transport, bearing in mind now that we're going to have to fork out for another computer. And I'm looking into that. The good news is I have an offer that came out of the blue that will help me replenish the savings of the personal transport, which I didn't know about actually, and that frees up some money that I could use to buy whatever. But I've got to sort of sort that out. I've got to get my mind around that and get the right thing for me. Obviously it's got to be compatible with all of this equipment. It's got to be what I need, as well as just something else, because as you know, at the moment we're sort of using an interim computer, which is good as an interim, and it's the sort of thing that I'm not going to throw away. I'm going to just pack it up again and keep it for whenever, my laptop breaks down, or whatever computer I get next. Because really, that is really important to me. There is no way I can get these videos online without having a computer that can sort it out. So I always have to have some kind of functioning computer, unless I have no electricity at all, which of course happens when I move house or something like that. So I've got to get my head around those two things this week. Project Springboard has to continue, and it has to continue with some ferocity now. I've been a bit disheartened with that over the past couple of weeks, because obviously I thought I had some potential leads and they didn't work out. And I've cried about that enough now, really, so I've got to move on from that, and it's got to be a little bit more constant rather than, just something that I perhaps have one night a week. I've got to start doing it a little bit more, I think. Again, it's the right time to be doing that, really. We're in the middle of the year, we're not near Christmas, we're not just after New Year. So, there are things that I have to be getting on with. Because of that, I am putting, for the time being, my UFC and mixed martial arts prediction videos on hold. I am going to make sure that I see some of the bouts on the card so that I have a good idea, so that I can still award a fighter of the card during this sort of interregnum. But I think for the next few weeks, certainly, next 2 or 3 weeks, the rest of this month and possibly the next month, I'm not going to be really producing much in that respect. I still really enjoy it. I do still really enjoy it. I enjoy watching it, and I enjoy associating with people who are, you know, the athletes in the sport and the people who are on forums. But let's be totally honest. The amount of cards that are being produced are unfollowable unless you have dedicated your life to that. In many ways, I don't have the time to keep up. The forums don't have the time to keep up as well, having saturated the market a little too much, I think. The UFC particularly are actually losing fans, I would imagine. The forums are drying up because there is no time for people to discuss one card before another card's laid on the table. There's no time to discuss the merits of it. Do you know what I mean? It's becoming a Twitter feed, really. A one sentence, I think blah 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 is going to win. Let's move on to the next card. And of course, because we have so many watered down cards, you get whole cards where nobody's interested in it at all. And it may as well not exist. I do struggle with it. I do struggle with that now that the forums are beginning to sort of shut down, and that's not just the forum that I'm, you know, the forum that I've been associated with for years. It's most of them are drying up. So it's not as much a priority for me, I have to be honest, as it used to be. Don't worry, I will get it sorted out. There will still be some content of that ilk once I have sorted myself out with a new laptop and a new way of working. I'm just letting you know that for now, that's on pause. And I don't think there's anything else to really say, apart from, of course, as ever, this week's birthdays. So, this week's birthdays include Ricardo Lamas, Sean Barks, Brad Blackburn, Jay Silver, Ulysses Gomez, Todd Lux, and Lyman Good. So not quite as many as last week, and most of those are right at the end of this week. Nevertheless, this is the day I do my video blog on, so this is the day I give out all my birthday wishes for the next week. I hope they all have very happy birthdays and eat lots of cake.